Hi, my name is Guru Fujita, and in this demo, I'm going to show you how you can create a loop with transform keyframes and add an offset to it. So first of all, I have like this little example joined here. So basically, let me turn off the translate and set auto select the group. And basically, I created like this little rig here where I can just auto select each joint that I explained in my rigging tutorial. But first of all, let's set a keyframe for each layer here. And then we go to maybe 2 seconds and do the same. Let me turn auto key on here and then basically rotate the claw to a position we like in the center. And now we have like this cool little movement. So additionally to that, let me offset the children slightly, just the keyframes. So we have like this little follow through action here. That looks good. And then we're gonna loop basically this created sequence and loop it at this point, right? So basically we have, of course I have to put it in the folder, and now we have like this perfect leg loop, right? So this is looking pretty cool. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna duplicate this leg a couple times. So let me just move it over. So now I have 3 legs moving at the same speed, right? So I do want to offset them now. So what I'm gonna do is, so we have leg 2, leg 3, and leg 1. And then what I'm gonna do is like, I'm gonna offset them like this. And now we have like this cool offset animation, right? But then you see that at the beginning, they pop up. So to avoid that, we're gonna create another sequence. Let me turn off here record, and then put all the sequences in there, and then we trim this from the left, just like so. It just aligns with the start point of the offset loop, and then you get like this beautiful loop here. What you can do now is you now duplicate this layer and then flip it, and then you have like the other side of the legs, right? And then you can do the same thing here. You trim it a little bit, and then now you have like an offset of all legs. So this way you can maintain all the transform keyframes. You know, you can and change things after the fact, right? For example, if you want to change the leg color, you know, you can do this, and you know, you can do this after the fact. It's like super easy to edit. Just be careful because this does add a lot of draw calls. So this is already 18 draw calls. So be careful with that. And with this technique, you know, be careful when you bake, because now you trimmed the spans and stuff like that. If you bake, it might get complicated. But if you're sure you want to maintain the transform keyframes, this is a way you can do this. So here's an alternative method that I would like to show in order to save draw calls. So we have that leg animation here. I reduced it to 1 again. And then basically this is like a transform keyframe loop. And what you do is you simply bake this, right? Hide this animation, and then you have a animation based on the master frame rate. It's like 24 frames per second. So now it's moving frame by frame at 24 frames per second. And now you can just go ahead and duplicate it a couple of times and then do the offset like this. All right, trim it from the left, and then you have already like a cool offset. What you can do is then merge it, and you see that you still have just 1 draw call, right? And then you can duplicate it, flip it, and then you have the other side. And then you can offset it again and merge it, and now you still have only 1 draw call, right? So now you have like all the legs, and then you can go ahead and, you know, maybe duplicate it if, another couple times, and then offset it yet again, right? So now you have like this cool little centipede type of offset. Merge it again, and you have still only 1 draw call, right? And then you can go to your selection tool, make sure select in all frames is selected. Select all of the frames, and then you can even add like little deformations to it, and then you have something like this. So This is definitely like more memory intense, but since this is a simple object, memory is like not an issue. But the draw calls went from 18 to 1. So if you have multiple characters, I would suggest to use frame by frame instead. These are the two ways you could do offset animation in loops.